Hello everybody, my name is Alesh Eisner and welcome to the Canadian Money Talk, the channel about Canadian investing and personal finance. Please like and subscribe. I've been running the Canadian Money Talk for about a month, and I wanted to share with you my reasons for starting the channel and my motivations. I'll give you some of my background and history as well for context, and throw in some personal and financial details, including my net worth, which I'm not keeping secret, so you understand where I'm coming from, and maybe you'll get a couple of pieces of new, useful information along the way. Plus, who doesn't like talking about themselves? To start off with, I graduated from Simon Fraser University in 1996 with no debt, and actually I had some savings because I worked co-op jobs while studying. Then I worked in IT for 20 plus years. I started investing in mutual funds in 1997 using a financial advisor, but didn't know anything. And there were some mistakes made with fees, deferred sales charges, front end loads, and I think my financial advisor got me into some very high fee funds, which perhaps didn't perform as well as they should have. About 13 years ago, I had a really bad job with a company that shall remain nameless, which I stuck to instead of quitting because it was a short commute. I had a choice to start a different career or stick to this one, earning as much as I could and work as long as I could with the goal of financial independence. I chose the latter. In 2008, we sold a family home that I had a 50% stake in, and I invested the proceeds and watched them drop immediately in the 2008 crash by 30%. But I did the right thing. I rebalanced from a bond fund which stayed flat. I changed my funds to five-star funds, and I kept on investing monthly. And today, those investments still made 6% annually. I also started investing in individual stocks at that point, with some pretty much all disastrous results. So I bought and I still hold BlackBerry and a couple of other investments that dropped 80% since I had bought them. I got divorced in 2010, and I saw firsthand how poorly a divorce treats your finances because I watched my net worth go from 950,000 to 700,000, and this was thanks to a prenuptial agreement, or it would have been worse. The bad job I mentioned earlier was a large cause in the divorce, and the divorce cost me more than the job made me while I was there. At that point, I started contracting. I got incorporated for work, and I started investing through the corporation. And I'll talk about that in future videos. Right around that time, I started buying investment properties in the US, one per year, for four total. I took some calculated risks, went into the unknown, learning about things, how they work in the US, having to do US income taxes, and having to deal with foreign currency exchange. I started becoming very intentional about savings, with my goal being to be financially independent quite soon. I can currently live comfortably on about 30,000 per year, less than 20% of my income. And I save by not having a car. I live in a condo in a bad part of town, etc., etc. Being single during my highest earning years, I was able to make the decision to be frugal for myself without forcing it on anyone else. I invested in stocks that pay dividends and monthly made purchases of mutual funds into the corporate trading account and my TFSA for the full 10 years that I've been contracting. I watched my net worth go during the last 10 years from 700,000 to 3.5 million currently. And of course, now my friends won't help me move anymore. In 2014, the net worth was 1.4 million, as you can see from the MoneySense article, whose link is also in the description. And the net worth was 3.5 in 2019 as well, before the crash of 2020. You can see that in a Talkan blog interview that I did back in 2019. The links to both of those are in the description. The net worth was as high as 3.7 million before the 2020 crash. Exactly half of the increase from the 700,000 to 3.5 million was thanks to investing returns. But I won't lie and say I got paid poorly as a contractor in IT. Then again, the stress from that has caused at least some of my gray hair. Along the way, I took some calculated risks, as I've mentioned. For example, when the crash hit in March of 2020, instead of panicking and selling at the bottom like a lot of people, I borrowed a bunch against my HELOC, the home equity line of credit, and bought more, knowing that the market would recover and things would eventually get back to normal. My net worth chart looks like this. See what cool info you can get when you track your income, expenses, and your stock and mutual fund prices? You can have a look at the progression over time. I started investing in private equity, which will be a future video as well. And also, I financed 2 real estate flips on Vancouver Island in a joint venture with a business partner. I kept learning and investing and looking for opportunities, even looking at commercial properties like apartment buildings as opposed to individual units. I am currently learning about options trading, puts and calls, and will one day become certified as a financial advisor to be able to teach investing and personal finance at the high school or college level, because there's a terrible lack of financial education in society and our school system. The financial advisors want to keep their jobs, so they don't educate people to do the investing themselves. And most people are convinced investing is either boring or some dark art they can never comprehend. Our parents also didn't know much about investing and thus didn't teach us. And if our parents did invest, they were themselves dependent on financial advisors who tried to milk them for all they were worth. So, why do I do these videos? Well, I want to help people get where I am today by teaching them and motivating them, or at least getting them out of debt and to be able to live happy and retire with dignity. I am happy where I am with my life today, and I want to give something back to friends and strangers alike and help them. There's no reason why you can't do the same thing as I did, especially if you start early, both investing and learning. Feel free to fine tune the extreme frugality, of course. I don't think anybody wants to live on $30,000 a year like I do. The second reason is I like teaching as well. And since I have been accumulating knowledge for 20 plus years, I want to get it out there. And that's the second reason why I'm doing these videos. I hope I can connect with you if I can help in any way, and I hope you find these clips useful. Please pass them on to your friends. As usual, if you have any requests on what you would like me to cover in future videos, please put that in the comment section. Please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and may you have a profitable day.